Steady state steady flow process. Today we are going to discuss about the topic the steady state steady flow process, so which is based on first law of thermodynamics. So see this video till the end to know about the mathematical expression for this process and how we can make the assumptions for this process. So this process is for which the conditions and flow rates at all points along the flow path are constant with time. That means it will not change through the entire process. So there can be no accumulation of material or energy at any point. So here we can see the diagram for the steady state steady flow process. Here we take a element which will be moving from section 1 to section 2. So here we have a heat exchanger which will exchange heat from the surroundings to the system, and a turbine which will exchange work from the system to the surroundings. So here we can have the U1 and U2, that is the velocities Z1 and Z. Here we can see a fluid, either it can be liquid or gas. It flows through the equipment from single entrance to single exit. So at section 1, the entrance to the apparatus, the conditions are denoted by subscript 1. Similarly, the conditions of the fluid at section 2, they can be denoted by the subscript 2, that is the exit of the apparatus. So at section 1, the fluid has an elevation above an arbitrary datum level Z. So here we have average velocity U1, specific volume V1, pressure P1 and internal energy U1. Similarly, at section 2, we can assume the same things, that is average velocity U2, specific volume V2, pressure P2 and internal energy U2. So here we take the system as unit mass of fluid and consider the overall changes when the fluid will be flowing through the apparatus from section 1 to section 2. So this energy of unit mass may change in all the three forms, that is potential form, kinetic form and internal form. So here the kinetic energy change between section 1 and 2, it's given by the equation delta Ek, as already you know, half U2 square minus half U1 square, that is equal to half delta U square. So here U represents average velocity of the flowing fluid. So here average velocity is the volumetric flow rate divided by the cross-sectional area. The next thing is the potential energy. So the potential energy change of unit mass of fluid between section 1 and 2, it's given as delta Ep is equal to Z2Z minus Z1Z, that is Z delta Z. So already you know about the definitions of kinetic energy and potential energy. Now we can write the equation delta U plus delta Ek plus delta Ep equal to Q plus W. It becomes delta U plus delta U square by 2 plus G delta Z. It is equal to Q plus W. So here Q and W represent the heat and work added per unit mass of fluid which is flowing through the apparatus, and W represents all the work done on the unit mass of fluid, so which is equal to the sum of shaft work and work done at the entrance and exit. So here Ws we can see already in the diagram, that is represents shaft work. So shaft work means work done by or on the fluid flowing through the piece of equipment and transmitted by the shaft. So here Ws represents the work which is interchanged between the system and surroundings through this shaft. Now we consider the upstream and downstream, that is the force on the upstream side of the cylinder, it does work on the system, and the force on the downstream side is the work done by the system. Now we consider the work at the entrance of the apparatus. For this, the cylinder of fluid has volume equal to specific volume V1, and if its area is A1, then length is V1 by A1. That means the force exerted is P1A1. So as already you know, the work done by the force in pushing the cylinder is work W1 is equal to P1A1 into V1 by A1, which is equal to P1V1. That means the work is force into displacement. Similarly, at section 2, the work is done by the system on the surroundings as cylinder emerges from the apparatus. So the work is given by W2 is equal to minus P2A2 into V2 by A2, which is equal to minus P2V2. So the total work done is equal to Ws plus P1 V1 minus P2 V2. So delta U plus delta U square by 2 plus G delta Z is equal to Q plus Ws plus P1 V1 minus P2 V2. So now we can write delta U plus this P1 V1 minus P2 V2 comes this side, then it becomes P2 V2 minus P1 V1 plus delta U square by 2 plus G delta Z. So here this P2 V2 minus P1 V1 we can write it as delta of PV. So delta U plus delta of PV plus delta U square by 2 plus Z delta Z is equal to Q plus Ws. As already you know, delta U plus delta of PV is equal to delta H. Finally, the equation is delta H plus delta U square by 2 plus Z delta Z is equal to Q plus Ws. So this equation is the mathematical expression of first law for a steady state steady flow process between single entrance and single exit. So here the units are energy per unit mass of fluid. So for many applications in thermodynamics, we neglect the kinetic and potential energy terms, which are very small when compared to others. So this equation can be written as delta H is equal to Q plus Ws. In a simple form, we can write in terms of the enthalpy. So these two equations, they are useful for solution of many steady state steady flow problems. We can solve many of the problems, steady state steady flow problems, by using these two equations. So based on enthalpy, we can solve these problems. So this is about steady state steady flow process based on the first law of thermodynamics. So please subscribe my channel.